Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Hope everybody is doing well. I had to run out and get a sweater. I am freezing in here. I'm going to make sure. Hey, Mello. Mello is here, everybody. Want to say hi? No, he's got his bone. Hope everybody is doing okay. I'm a little out of breath and I don't even have my water with me. Oh, that's okay. All right, let me make sure. Sound check. All right, guys. Hope everybody is doing good and stuff. So, what am I going to be talking about this weekend? Um, I decided to talk to you guys about customer reviews. And there's a reason why I wanted to talk to you guys about that. As you guys know, I have an Etsy shop, right? And Etsy, moving my computer a little bit here. Etsy has done something new regarding their reviews. Now they're going to allow customers to add a video as a review whenever they buy something from you, right? So there's a lot of mixes, emotions and stuff like that from a lot of sellers about that. And from one of the things that I hear, a lot of sellers seem to be a little bit upset. I'm gonna move this away here, but I don't know. I have a different view on this. I think it's a good thing. I do. But let's talk about customer reviews. I got my little notes. Got my little notes, like 3 pages of notes and stuff, because things are going through my mind about customer reviews, okay? And the ratings and stuff like that. The pros and the cons, what can be beneficial for you and what can hurt you, right? When we're talking about, you know, customer giving their input on their stuff. Okay. Now, what is the whole purpose of this is what was going through my mind, okay? What is the purpose of when people give a review on a product? Well, I look at it as there's a benefit. There is a benefit for the seller and there's a benefit for the buyer, okay? Now, one of the things that as a seller, okay, when I get a review, if I get a good review, like a 5 star, I kind of look at that review as not only as wow, I met that customer's expectations, they're happy with the product, but I kind of look at it as a little thank you note. Okay. The other thing is buyers, when they see a lot of reviews on a particular product, right? One of the things that they see is they say, oh, this person, someone has purchased this item before and they liked it. So the chances are that when you see a product out there, like on Etsy or Amazon or eBay or any other selling platform, and you see these reviews, it can actually be very, very beneficial for both parties. All right. Now, what's the pros? Okay. And I should just tear these out of here because it makes it easier for me to read. Let me tear off my pages here. Okay. So let me put this here. All right. What is the pro? Well, one of the things that I said about it is it lets the seller feel appreciated. Okay. That the item that they make, that they create, people love it, that they're loving it, they like it, it's appreciated. It's something that folks really seem to enjoy, right? It also puts the seller in a position to get more sales and more buyers for their service or their product. Okay. So, a lot of times when I am purchasing something from Amazon, I like to look at the reviews. However, though, be very conscientious of the reviews that are being left. I don't just read the good reviews. I like to read the bad reviews, and then I like to ask myself the question as, is this a valid review? Okay, because not all reviews are helpful to buyers and sellers. Okay, but let's stick to the pros for now. Okay. Another thing about a review is it allows potential buyers to learn a little more about your product and what you're selling. For instance, when you put a list, something up on Etsy, right? And you put in the description of your item, you're gonna say the size, you're gonna say the material that it's made out of, probably something a little bit about how it was made. Like if it was machine embroidery or it's hand sewn. The size, and but a review from a customer will actually touch a little bit on what your item is, but sometimes it'll talk about the quality of your item. It talks about your shop and how your shop handles sales, like your customer service, um, how you guys process your purchases, like fast shipping. So it kind of like, it's kind of like, to me, a little added free advertising for your product. Okay. Also, when you have a review that's not exactly like um great, right? But let's say you have a review that's not a 5 star, but maybe a 4 star, and they'll leave a review and they'll say, hey, it's great quality, but I was expecting something else or something, right? It kind of gives you a little insight of what customers you know was expecting, and what you need to improve upon. For instance, do you need to improve upon your customer service? Maybe the communication between you and the customer wasn't that great. Maybe the processing time. Maybe it took a little too long for you to mail that item out to them. Also the quality. Okay, maybe the quality of the dinner napkin, or the quality of the kitchen towel, or the quality of the embroidery was not that great. Okay. And also something about the pricing as well. Sometimes customers provide you a little bit about the pricing, right? Sometimes customers will buy a product, and then next thing they're like, okay, I got the product and it looks nice, but I think I overpaid for it. Or, this is really nice for the price, maybe, because I've gotten a couple of reviews like that, where, they love the quality of the dinner napkin, they love the quality of the kitchen towel, but then they come on and they say, this is really great quality for the price that you're paying, um but what are some of the cons of reviews? Okay, because reviews are pretty touchy. All right, it's something that can make or break you. It can make and break your business and stuff. So you got to be very careful on how you handle them. Okay. But let's talk about some of the things that, I personally even experienced with some of the reviews. For instance, sometimes there's misunderstandings, right? Like I remember once a lady, she I think she gave me like a 4 star, something like that, because she ordered a pin from me. And even though the description of the item said that the pin was in red, and even when she read the description, the title said that the pin color was red, and the description said that the pin color was red. However, though, she said that when she went to purchase it, she thought it was pink. Well, to me, even though she put it in there and she goes, I didn't read clearly and it specifically states that it's red, but I thought I was buying something pink. That to me gave me an indication that maybe my photo of my item was not correct. Maybe the red looked pink. And so to me, it was a misunderstanding, or the picture needed to be better. So to me, that review was very helpful, because here even though she said the pin was great and she liked the pin and everything, it's just that the color was off. It gives you an indication of maybe you need to improve your photos. Maybe you need to be little more clear in the description, or in describing your item and stuff like that, right? Another thing, another con about some, people leaving reviews and stuff is sometimes they can be a little dishonest too. Okay. And, let's be honest, they are scammers out there. They are scammers out there. And I've heard the horror stories where you send an item out and they'll say they never received it, or they'll tell you that it's terrible, 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 and they want a refund and stuff like that. So you have to kind of like be careful with that kind of stuff. Um, and also sometimes you'll end up getting a bad review because of a third party interfering, and what I mean by third party is the post office. Okay. Even though you go ahead and you create your item and you process it and you send it out on time, sometimes, especially during the holidays, even though the United States Postal Office tries their best to try to get things out there in a timely manner, let's be honest, they do the best they can, but sometimes there's a couple of packages that are going to get lost. There are a couple of packages that maybe may not arrive when they're supposed to arrive. Unfortunately, what happens is that sometimes customers will leave that bad review because they believe that, you know, they that you somehow played a part in that mishap, right? Even though, let's be honest, we don't. Okay, as long as we have shipped that item on time, we really have no control over what the post office does, right? Or how they handle their processes. So, unfortunately, that's going to happen. All right, now this is really the bottom line. Okay, when you are an Etsy seller, whether you're an eBay seller or even an Amazon seller or whatever platform you're using to sell products, you're always going to have someone that thinks your product's great, and then you may have people that just don't like the product, right? That's just part of doing business. Okay, you're always going to bump into that one review where somebody's going to come out and say, I don't like it or whatever, right? So the thing is, you just gotta handle it. Okay. You're just gonna have to handle the situation and just keep pumping away. Okay. Now one of the things, like I had mentioned before, Etsy is now on their platform is going to allow customers to put videos on their reviews. Now, some people are saying, I've talked to some people and stuff, and their thing is they don't seem to like the idea. I honestly, I can understand, but at the same time, I kind of do like the idea, and I'm gonna tell you why. Well, you're gonna not like the idea if you think that the product that you're providing is of low quality. But if you really stand by your product and you believe in what you're making and you are really serious about your packaging, your presentation, and the actual item itself, chances are that those video reviews are really going to come out great. First of all, people are always going to give you good reviews because you know for a fact that your product is top of the line. And to have someone take your product and do a video on it and talk about how fantastic it is, to me, what it's going to do is it's going to tell potential buyers that they should really have more confidence in that item that they're looking at, because they're going to not just read all the great 5-star reviews, and not only are they going to see the description and all that stuff, they're also going to have someone other than you to go ahead and show a presentation of their product. They're going to be able to describe the product. They're going to be able to talk about what they love about it and everything. Now, the same goes with the vice versa as well. Okay, just like people can come out and they can say, hey, you know, I love this product, they can also come out and say, I don't like the product. And they could come out and they can actually trash it, right? And stuff. They can say, oh, the quality is not that great, or, whatever and stuff, right? But the thing is, that's part of being in business. Okay, if you go on Yelp reviews, you're going to see, a lot of establishments. They have, you have some customers that love them, and then you got some customers that hate them. Same thing with restaurants and everything else. That's just part of doing business. Okay. um the thing is also is you can respond, but you have to be careful on how you respond. So I got some notes on how to do that as well and stuff. Let me see, what else did I put? Okay. Oh yeah, now this is another thing too that I wanted to mention before. You know how the customers can come out and they can put a rating on Etsy and stuff like that. They can also go ahead and they can put a picture of the item that they got from you, right? They could come, sometimes, the way I see it is sometimes, not everybody has a great camera and stuff. And sometimes, when people take pictures of certain items, depending on how they have it, their background or whatever, maybe the room can be too dark or something like that. Sometimes it doesn't show your product in like the best light, right? However, though, with videos, I feel that it will probably be a better platform for folks to show off your products. So to me, I kind of look at it as I think it's a good thing. I don't really think that it's a bad thing to allow people to show videos of your items and stuff. And I'll give you an example of that. Okay. I know a lot of folks, they like to embroider the birthday shirts, right? Well, you see sometimes when people leave reviews on the birthday shirts, they show the little kids and they're posing with their little shirts, really happy and everything. Well, it would be really cute. They probably are gonna want to take a little short video because I think the videos are supposed to be like 30 seconds or less, and they'll probably take a nice video of the child posing with the video and turning around, showing off the sleeves and the embroidery and stuff like that. So I think that would be really, really cute, right? Like I could actually see someone taking my dinner napkins and, just showing the embroidery, and maybe showing it on their table and stuff like that. Or even the kitchen towel, taking the kitchen towel, put and putting it on their oven, little bar of the oven and showing that off and stuff like that. That would be really cute. And just showing close-ups of the embroidery on the kitchen towels that I do. I think that would be neat. So, it's to me, I really do think that it's a good thing. If you have a very good quality product, something that you like, something that you stand by, then I don't see any problem with the video reviews from customers. I really don't. Like I said, reviews to me is important because it's a way for sellers to learn about how customers think and feel about their product. And if you don't get that, you're not going to know about what you need to improve. You're not going to know if people actually feel that maybe the quality of the shirt you're using isn't to par, or the towel or the dinner napkin or whatever it is that you're providing, right? They may not, you may not know that the quality is really up there. So the only way to know that is through the reviews. Now, oh, got something on my Etsy now. Okay, but I'll have to deal with that later because right now you guys are my priority. Okay, so all right. So one of the things too that I was reading when Etsy said that they were going to be doing these reviews, right, is that some people say that they're kind of concerned about inappropriate reviews, right? Like somebody can, I don't know, maybe curse or something like that while they're doing the reviews. I don't know, something inappropriate, right? Maybe put themselves naked on there. I don't know. Well, Etsy's going to take about 7 to 10 business days to remove inappropriate reviews. Now, to me, I'm not too crazy about that time frame of 7 to 10 business days because that to me seems like a long time. Because during that 7 to 10 business days, if something is not appropriate, and it should be taken down, and Etsy agrees. During that time frame, you may have potential buyers that went to your shop and they kind of looked at that. So to me, I just feel like, maybe I don't know, if I was Etsy, maybe what I would do is I would disable that right away. As soon as the request came that's inappropriate, I would disable it and then look to see if in fact it is inappropriate, and then have it removed. Or if it is appropriate, okay, then just send a message to the seller and say, nope, this stands, and then just activate it, and it is what it is, right? My concern is just that, they're not going to take any action between the 7 to 10 business days, um, while that video is out there and is out there representing your business. So that to me is a little concerning. That's the only thing that I would that kind of like bothers me a little bit about the new thing that they got going on. It's just that time frame, because I feel like during that time frame, a lot of people could be looking at your products, and they could be looking at your store, and they could be making some decisions as to not to buy because of it, and it can hurt you. It can really hurt you, so I don't know, it's just something that to me, is something that I thought about. Another thing also that I also think about also is the seller badge, the Etsy seller badge. Okay, that is, they started this a couple of months back, right? I don't even think it's been around for a year yet. Okay, but they started this Etsy seller badge. And one of the things that I noticed is, it's been a big thing. A lot of the people that have Etsy shops and everything, they really want this Etsy seller shop, for the simple fact that, it is something that customers are looking for, where they're looking to buy a product, right? They always like to look to see, hey, is this an Etsy bestseller? Because they kind of, it's kind of like they know that, you have very good reviews in your shop. They know that you respond to emails quickly, and they know that, the shipping is going to be right on, you hit those three marks. And that's important to a lot of buyers, right? Because like I said, sometimes it's not just about the product, it's about the customer experience, right? So if they see that there is a seller out there that has this Etsy seller badge, it kind of gives them a little more confidence to know they're going to have a very positive customer experience with that shop. Now, how these video reviews are going to affect the Etsy star badge, I believe it probably will just stay with the rating, right? With the 5-star rating, whether it's a 4, now I think they changed the reviews. It has to be 4 or above. Okay, because sometimes you do have customers, they just don't believe in the 5-star. They just say, hey, it's a great product, I'll give you a 4-star. There's they never said anything bad about the product, but that's just how it is. They just don't believe in the 5-star, So I don't know if the videos are going to how it may affect the Etsy star seller badge. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see moving forward how that's all going to work. Okay, and stuff. Another thing also is that I was thinking about the reviews, and when people leave positive stuff. One of the things that I always thought about was reviews can help with the branding and the company's reputation. Okay, and I think I mentioned this earlier and stuff, but it's just something. It helps to get repeat services. All right, so reviews, it can be kind of stressful for sellers, okay, because we all want great reviews. Everybody wants the top of the line reviews. Nobody wants to hear anything bad, right? But the thing is that you're going to get somebody out there in the world that's just going to not feel great about your product, right? And it's just something you're going to have to deal with, okay? So let me tell you some of the things about, dealing with the negative stuff, okay? Whenever you get a bad review and stuff like that, One of the things that I say is read it thoroughly. Try to understand what the customer is trying to say. Okay. Never fight with them, and don't ignore reviews either. When you see that somebody goes and leaves you a bad review and stuff, don't ignore it. All right. Read it, let it sink in. Don't ignore the customer and stuff. And when I say respond, I'm not saying respond online. What I usually do is I will send an email to the customer. um you know or if I have a phone number, I'll try to call them up just to see what's going on, like what happened, like what sometimes it's a misunderstanding. Like, I'll give you an example of that. Okay. um and I think I put this on our Facebook group once. A lady bought a baby blanket from me, right? And it came out beautiful, right? And she left me a review, and on the review was a 1 star. And in the review, she said the baby blanket is gorgeous. I love it. But that's all she wrote. And it was a 1 star. So I was like, huh? What happened? Why did I get 1 star? So I went and I emailed her and I said, hi, I saw that, you got the blanket and I read your comment that you loved it, but I noticed that you provided a 1 star rating. Can you let me know what is it that what happened? What was missing? Was this something that I did wrong? Is there something wrong with the item? And then she wrote back and said, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I did not mean to put a 1 star. I meant to put a 5 star. And that was an easy issue, right? So I was like, oh, and I said, okay, well, thanks for the feedback. I said, if can you if you when you have time, is it okay if you can correct that? So I don't want it to affect my shop. And she was like, not a problem. She fixed it. Not a problem. Not a problem at all, right? Another situation that I had too was, let me switch over my chair here. Um, was I had a shirt that I made for someone, and it was heat vinyl transfer. And this was before I got my heat press. This was I was using the Cricut heat press, and the Cricut heat press is kind of different. It's like it has the heating element, but the thing is you have to actually press down on it in order for you to really stick the heat vinyl transfer, right? You got to push down. You got to add your own pressure. Well, the vinyl was, I think it was the stretchy vinyl that I used on that shirt. And when I created the shirt, it was gorgeous. But then when the customer got it and they wore it once, and then what happened was they noticed that the heat vinyl transfer started to peel from the shirt. So when it peeled from the shirt, they left me a review, and then they said 2 star, and then they said this shirt's only good to wear for one time. And when they left that review, I reached out to the customer and I said, "Hey, I just noticed that you left that review. Is what happened to the shirt?" And they sent me a photo. And I saw what happened. And I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, "I am so sorry that happened. Let me make you another shirt and so that we can replace that one." And the customer wrote back and said, "Do you want me to mail that back to you?" I said, "Nope, don't worry about it. Just use it to wear around the house or whatever. You can even throw it out if you want. Not a problem. Let me fix you another shirt and send it to you." So I did the shirt, I redid the shirt and everything, and I sent it to them. And then what they did was they upped my review to a 4 star, which to me was fine, because they did have an issue with my product and I got it. But one of the things that I really liked about the review that they put in was they said, I had a problem with the first shirt that arrived. The shop owner reached out, very apologetic, great customer service, replaced the shirt, love our second shirt. So to me, I was like, there you go. It's just stuff happens, mistakes happens and all that kind of stuff. So you just have to fix the error and all that stuff. Okay. So my whole thing is, it's really just a give and take situation. Um, to me, customer reviews, I don't think of it as a bad thing. I think of it as a great thing. You're not going to be able to perfect your product and you're not going to be able to perfect your business if you don't know what the folks out there really feel about what you're doing. Okay. Sometimes you have blinders on, right? Because it's like it's your product and you think it's the greatest thing. But the thing is, sometimes somebody likes it, but they feel that it could be better, but let people tell you that you need that honesty because that way you can get better. All right. um the other thing is, you can always respond also because you do have some folks out there, and I don't want to say that they're nutty or crazy, but it's just that some people are just very angry people, and some people are just very difficult to deal with, and some people's expectations are a little bit out there, right? It's not, you're not going to make everybody happy, right? Because that's something that's just part of life. So in those situations and stuff like that, you try to work it out the best you can. But sometimes, if you can't work it out, you can always have a response to somebody's feedback. And you can come on and say, sorry that you feel that way. I did all I could possibly to try to resolve the situation. And sorry that the product didn't meet your expectations. You can just, publish your stuff. Just one thing that I always say is just keep it professional. Keep it professional. Don't let emotions get in the way. Don't fight with the customer. You know, um, you know, I know as a seller, me myself, customers are sometimes not always right. Okay, they aren't. But it is what it is. Everyone has their own opinions and stuff like that. So to me, it's like you really have to know what is worth that extra effort, right? What to fight for and what not to fight for. Okay. Um, and to me, one of the things that I say also is you got to learn from your experiences, right? So to me, it's you got to ask yourself these questions when those bad reviews come in. Just don't look at the bad review and go, "Oh, they're just being jerks" or whatever, right? No, look at the bad review and ask yourself, does this customer have a valid point? Okay. Um, are is the material that I'm using to make my products, is it really, is it cheesy? Are they really cheap? You know, am I really asking too much for this? You know, can was the embroidery really sloppy on that? Did I use the wrong stabilizer? Did I use cutaway when I mean tearaway when I should have used cutaway? Um, you know, be honest with yourself. Be very, very honest with yourself. So I'm kind of interested to know how you guys feel about reviews, the pros and the cons and stuff like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see this because I want this to be kind of interactive if possible. And I just got my sweater caught. There we go. And now I'm hot. And I'm hot because of all the lighting in here and stuff. This our AC is on the high and stuff. I think Fred's kind of like hot, but so our AC is kind of like really, really high, but I don't know. But anyway, let me go down the chat and let me say hi to everybody and stuff. And let's see what input everybody has about you know what's going on and stuff like that. Hey Sassy, how you doing? I see Robin and Iris. Hey Karen. It's a hey Deborah. Hey Eartha, how are you? Hey Marlene, I see Alicia and Evelyn. Hey Crafty Puerto Rican. Hey K Ray. I see Judy and Pamela. Hey Barb, how you doing? Hey Jenny from Texas. Hey Miss Max. Hey Iris and Shirley. Hey Norma. Oh, Hey, Miss Max, I don't mind doing a review, but I stop when I'm asked a gazillion questions. I just want to say what I have to say, period. Um, Yeah, Miss Max, it really depends on also the platform. Some platforms, when you are trying to review a product, they do ask for a lot of information, and I kind of agree. In those situations, I kind of like sometimes that can be a turn off. I know with Etsy, one of the things is what they do is they just say, "Hey, it's 1 or 5 stars." And then they say, "Can you tell me about your experience?" And then they would go ahead and they would type whatever they want. And then also they say, "Hey, do you want to leave a photo of of your product?" Right? And a lot of times when I'm leaving a review, I'll skip that unless I want to show an embroidery file that came out really nice. Then I'll take a photo of it and then I'll put it up there. But now, instead of just putting a photo, what customers are going to have the ability to do is to leave that uh 30-second video, which I think to me is pretty awesome because it kind of helps your brand. So yeah. Does anyone here have the detailed step-by-step instructions on how to open zipped patterns when you buy online? I've watched the videos and I can't wrap my head around it. Hey Judy, usually what I do when you want to unzip a file on your computer, I use a Mac, and usually what I'll do is I double click on it, it downloads. And then when it downloads, what I do is I double click on it again and it automatically opens up. Now, sometimes when it opens up, it will create a folder. And then in that folder is where you can go ahead and you can find your files. Okay. So I'm not sure if you have a Windows machine, if Windows does it automatically for you. Kind of hoping that it does because I remember back in the day, and I'm talking way back, people used to have to use a actual program to unzip files. So I think that is, I hope that works for you. I would say give that a shot and stuff. Hey, Miss Holmes, how you doing? Hey, Jose. Um, what's that top tension on your baby lock? I don't have a baby lock machine, but if you when it comes to the tension, Jose, of embroidery, you have to ugh, I don't explain. When you're on a multi-needle machine, it's a little more difficult to fix because for every single needle, you have to fix the tension. Okay. So like when I have my 6 needle machine, it's not a baby lock, it's a brother PR. But baby lock and brothers, it's the same company though. It really is. It's the same company. So it should be similar. But you would have to fix the tension by turning the knobs on the top. Okay. Um, and the way you do it is, if I remember correctly, left is to loosen it and right is to make it tighter. Okay, that's how you would turn the knobs. Okay, so if you turn it right, you're making your tension tighter. If you turn it left, it's looser. And what I would do, Jose, is I would go ahead and I would Google embroidery machine embroidery machine embroidery tension. You should be able to see a whole bunch of pictures of what a true tension would look like. Now these machines also have a tension test, and if I remember correctly, it is in one of the uh, I would have to turn on my machine. It's in one of the designs. You're going to see a design with a bunch of bars, right? Now, every bar is for every needle. And what I would do is run that tension test on the machine and then turn it over and look at your tension. And then that right there is where you would see what needles are working correctly and what aren't. And then you would have to go ahead and adjust the tension. Also, make sure though that the tension is correct on your bobbin case as well. That is important. So the bobbin case tension should be correct, and then you have to check the top. So I hope I didn't confuse you. um, hey Deborah, hey Kathy, hey Iris. Hey, just received it's Friday. I'm late. Hey Marlene, how are you? Hey Sassy. I got a gal in Kusa. Oh, I don't know what Sassy is talking about. How many people will leave a video review? You know, Lady Fair, I thought about that too. Now, one of the things though that I noticed, if you shop on Amazon, you're gonna notice that some people actually do leave video reviews on some items. Now, how many people are gonna do that on Etsy? I don't know. That's going to be pretty interesting, to see. Um, I could probably see a couple of people do that, especially if they really like the product. Because I know me personally, I probably would. If I see some, if I have something where I'm kind of like at awe, I would be like, oh my God. I would definitely love to do a video on that just to show it off, because I would really like to help that seller. However, another thing, Lady Fair, that I was thinking about is, just like some people, they get really excited about something and they want to put a positive review out there because they really want to help the shop and the seller because they really love it and stuff. And they don't mind giving the 5 stars and they wouldn't mind putting a video out there. You do, unfortunately, have a lot of people that are angry, okay? And they will find the time because I guess they have all this anger and they don't know what to do with this energy, so they will probably put a negative review doing video as well. That's my guess, okay? But it's going to be interesting, Lady Fair, how this comes out and how it turns out. I think it could be a good thing. I mean, I know that I saw some inputs from some of the Etsy sellers. They're not happy about it. A lot of people were kind of like pissed off about it. They were like they don't like the idea and stuff like that. But to me, I look at it as have confidence in your product, because I feel like if you really put 100% in what you do and you really like doing what you do, first of all, you are supposed to be providing a very good product. You're supposed to be providing really good customer service. So I mean, you're gonna have ones and twosies, but that's just life, okay? Not everybody in life's gonna like you, okay? That's one of the things I tell my son. When he gets upset because he's had a disagreement with somebody or something, I'm like, you know what, Cardito, not everybody in life's gonna like you. That's just how it is, okay? You just got to learn to accept that because everybody's different. Everybody has different ways of looking at things. So it's going to be really interesting to see how all this is going to turn out. It really is, and stuff. Hey Iris, oh, I don't know what Glenn Miller program is and stuff. Hey sis, how you doing? um Always have my sis, you're always a 5 star in my eyes. Oh my God. All right, Nancy's gonna hit me up for something. I love you too, sis. um, let's see. Hi, Iris. That happens when you no longer have a 5 to 5. I don't know what you guys are talking about in this chat. Inappropriate, yes, Sassy, totally agree. Yes, I think that they should be removed immediately. If not removed, if I was Etsy, I would probably consider just making it at least in an inactive status. Because what I don't like is that time frame. Like I said, 7 to 10 business days is a long time for an inappropriate video to be out there representing your shop and your brand. So I don't think that that is fair to the seller at all. I think having if something is reported, I think that Etsy should at least deactivate it for a certain time period until they can come to their final solution as to yes, it is inappropriate, or no, it is appropriate and it should stand. If it's appropriate, then that's fine. But the way I see it is during that time period while they get to it, it's kind of considered as a appropriate video, and it's going to be sitting there in your shop, and that's something that I really don't like that much. I'm not feeling that two way. you know hey, Walk by Faith, how you doing? Your Jeanette is so lucky. Well, you should have watched that video with me and Nancy was sharing stories. I wasn't that lucky because Nancy, I took the blame for everything growing up. And stuff. Oh, thank you, Evelyn. So, guys, I know I see like 66 people are watching and stuff. Please hit that like button if you like some of the stuff that I shared about my take on reviews, the pros and the cons and stuff like that. I really would appreciate if you give me a thumbs up because it really does help the channel. It really does. And stuff. Because I noticed the channel's been a little bit on the slow end, and I just don't want to I really want the channel to grow, and I want to continue to try to help people out and stuff like that and everything. Let me see. Does anyone pay for and use tracking? Jeanette, he's getting hot flashes. Yeah, I think, yeah, my husband could be getting hot flashes because the AC is high. And now I'm hot though because I have all these lights on me, but hey, it's okay. Oh, Walk by Faith. Let's see. Oh, she said something, and then I kind of like hit the thing. I am trying to go through your comments here and stuff. Let's see. Okay, Walk by Faith said reviews can be good or bad in my view. I just know that there are people out there that are negative about everything. And I totally agree. And those are the ones that I'm kind of like, it doesn't matter what you do, Walk by Faith. I mean, you could send a diamond with your product. They're just going to be unhappy. I'm telling you, that's just how it is. That really is how it is, but you just got to try to just keep going, and stuff. I get tons of emails from Etsy to rate every purchase of designs that I get. It's so many that I cannot catch up. You've been shopping a lot, Marlene. That's what it is. Great subject. Hey, Annette. Oh, I'm glad you like the subject and stuff. I thought it was appropriate because of the new change that Etsy made, regarding those reviews. And I noticed that a lot of people, when they were, making comments about it, they were kind of like in the negative. But I mean, honestly, though, I feel like personally that having giving the customers the opportunity to provide that 30-second video on your product, I think it's a good thing. I really don't see that as a bad thing. Some and this is another thing that I want to point out as well. Okay, when you create your listings in Etsy and you're putting photographs, we ourselves as sellers have an opportunity to upload a 30-second video of our product too. Okay. I have myself uploaded some videos on my dinner napkins and my kitchen towels and stuff. And it provides, to me, this is how I see it. It's kind of like having a model walk in. Like sometimes you see a dress and you see it hanging on the hanger, right? So it's like having a model maybe I'm going a little dramatic or whatever, but it's like somebody trying it on, right? And then you get to see how it flows and all that kind of stuff and everything. So to me, it's like having a customer look at your item. And sometimes people will put the camera on the item and I don't know, let's take a handbag, right? You sell handbags, right? So, you're going to have a 30-second video of your handbag and stuff. Well, here you have a customer talking about the handbag saying, oh my God, it's a perfect size. Look, I didn't know it had a pocket inside and it has this and that, whatever. It's an opportunity for them to show off your item too. And at the same time, it's kind of like an opportunity for them to show the flaws. Okay. But, at this, even though we don't want that negative stuff, but even if they show the flaws, so what if they show the flaws? Okay. You can learn from that. Maybe, maybe you screwed up when you sold that bag, okay? Maybe you weren't paying attention like you should have been paying attention, okay? Maybe you didn't backstitch and you were supposed to backstitch and you didn't remember to backstitch, okay? I mean, that's those errors happen, okay? And that's about quality, right? So it's sometimes, you may think that you provided a quality product and then all of a sudden you found out that you didn't. You don't know that if people don't, if people don't say something, right? Because then you'll go ahead, it just what it'll do, it'll force you to do better. That's what to me it means. It means that you have to be more careful about how you create the products. You have to take more care in how you package your items. Communicate better with your customers. If there was a misunderstanding of some sort, maybe you need to have a better way to communicate and stuff. Like for instance, let me see, like I'll give you an example. When I do my laptop cases, right, I embroider laptop cases. A lot of times people don't know what the laptop case could possibly look like, okay? Or when I do custom work, a lot of times what I like to do is I tell a customer and go, okay, I'm going to do this for you and stuff, but please know that I'm going to send you a picture of the embroidery file so that you can see what the name looks like in the font. Because I think a couple of video games, a couple of videos ago, we talked about fonts, and I think it was about last year and stuff. We may have to talk about that again. But anyway, not every word looks great in every font. Okay. And sometimes I will have a particular font that I like to use for the laptop cases, but the letter B or the letter Y or the letter K just looks a little tacky, right? And when it starts to look a little tacky, then I'm kind of like, I don't know if the customer's going to like this or whatever. So what I like to do is I like to take a picture of what the embroidery file is going to look like, the name, the design, everything, right? Before I start stitching it out, and I'll send it over to the customer and say, hey, this is the font that I usually use for this product. I want you to really look at the first letter. Is this something that you like, or would you like me to try another font? And then usually when I do that, I'll also say, hey, here's another font that I thought would probably work better. Let me know. Would you like me to change it to the new font? And I'm gonna tell you something, customers love that. They love that because it's like they feel like they're part of the process and they have a choice. I don't want the customers to get the laptop and go, oh my God, that K looked really kind of, I didn't know it was going to look like that. You know what I mean? I want my customers to like what they get. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Because the way I look at it is about personalization. I want them to feel good. I want them to love it. Okay. So I go that extra step, Now, is that time consuming? Absolutely. It is. But embroidery is time consuming, especially when you are creating personalized items. All right. For instance, okay, you guys saw that I did a video for the Dominion's Women's Club. Okay. I met with the customer twice, and that was very time consuming. Okay. But it doesn't bother me because the thing is, first of all, I was converting her logo. I had to make sure that the colors were right. Okay. So we went through the whole color palette to find the perfect red for her logo. And it took time. And then we looked at the different grays and we looked at the different whites. Because you want your customer to be happy. So we also looked at different types of shirt, different types of material, and stuff. And it takes time. Once we decided on what type of shirt, what type of color, and all that kind of stuff and everything, and she blessed it and stuff. And then I did a test stitch out too. And then she saw the test stitch out and she was like, I love it. That's it. Let's go for it. Then I go ahead and I embroider one sample shirt because the sample shirt is going to be, let's see what this looks like. And then if she likes it, and then now I'll go ahead and I'll do the remaining of the order. So these things do take time, and sometimes you have to interact with your customers even online and stuff like that. So that's really important and everything. So um let's see, Miss Max. Now that Jeanette gave her opinion, I see it differently. Well, Miss Max, I mean, like I said, you gotta look at both sides. You have to look at both sides. It's a benefit. I feel. I just feel that having reviews and stuff like that is a benefit for the seller and the buyer. It really is for the buyer because it lets the buyer know how the public feels. Okay. And for the seller, I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. It lets the seller know how the public feels about their product. Okay. But it lets the buyer be more confident about their purchase too. That's the other thing too. I mean, think about it. You go on Amazon, you buy something on Amazon. What's the first thing that you do? I know what the first thing I do is I go, how many stars? How many stars do they have? Okay. And then I go and then I read the reviews. And then I don't just go to the positive. I actually say, hey, I saw that somebody gave a 1 star or a 2 star. And then I'll read those. And I make my own judgment of, were they detailed enough when they leave? Because there's people out there that are kind of nuts. Okay, there's some people out there that just want to hit that 1 star for some reason. I don't know what it is. They just want to hit that 1 star. If I see a 1 star, no explanation, I ignore it. Because the way I look at it is, if you were so dissatisfied with something, you would have left something. You would have put a comment as to what it was that upset you about that product. But if you didn't take the time to write it down, I'm not paying attention to your 1 star. That's just me. That's how I look at it. Okay. And then also, sometimes if I read your comment and it's kind of like flaky, you know like, for instance, someone had gave me, when they read the pin, my pin, right? And the lady said that she thought it was pink and it was red. Well, somebody gave me a 5 star and they said, oh yeah, the pin is red, but it's great. you know but it's definitely red. I mean, it was kind of funny because it was like you could tell that he read her comment and then said, no, it's red. So it's just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? It's just, reviews can be good and it can be bad. But to me, I kind of look at it more on a positive side. It helps you grow. That's how I kind of look at it and stuff. Marlene, I agree. It's hard to keep up with leaving reviews, but I really love what I purchase and I try to make an effort. Yep. See, my sister, yeah, and I do the same thing. I mean, it is hard because I'm telling you, Marlene, I buy embroidery files from everywhere. Okay, but I do like to leave the review because there's a digitizer out there that has embroidery files that are great and stitch out great. I want them, and I want other buyers to know this is a good place to buy embroidery files. You're not going to get scrappy, a whole bunch of jump stitches. You're not going to get a bunch of you know it looks like the picture. It looks like the picture is good quality. So and I want the sellers to feel good about the products that they're providing and stuff like that. um does anyone find that the sim thread and brother break a lot, or is it me? Does anyone have suggestions other than Madeira? Miss Max, this is what I do. Let me show you. This was something that I learned. Oh my God. And I'm going to tell you something. It works. It works. Where is it? Oh, man. There it is. This is it. This is it. I'm telling you. Let me put it right here. Sewer's Aid. Okay. This is golden. This is golden. I think I posted this on our Facebook page. This is what you do with this. No, I don't have a thread. You just take, I'll show you what to do. Okay, hold on, because I want to show you guys what to do. All right. Just gonna make believe, but all right. It's like this. You open it up. Okay, take this. I'm gonna close it though, because I'm not gonna do it, but this is what you do. You go like this, one strap. You just go, and it puts moisture on your thread. And then you keep embroidering, and it'll stop breaking. I'm telling you, little secret that I found out about, and it's called Sewer's Aid. You can get it on Amazon. This is kind of hard to find in sewing shops. I'm telling you right now. I mean, I have not been able to find it on Amazon. I haven't been able to find it on Hobby Lobby. I remember when my sister Nancy went to Texas. I asked. She went to a sewing shop. It was a beautiful sewing shop. Oh man, they had a lot of things. I was jealous. I wanted to be there. So I told her. I said, "Look, ask if they have Sewer's Aid." Okay. And she looked and stuff, and they did not have it. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I'm gonna have to just get that from Amazon and stuff like that. And I did. I found it on Amazon. It's not that expensive, but this helped that. This helped that. Okay. I don't know why sometimes, and it's not just the Simthread or the broth breed, Miss Max. I've had Floria. I've even had Madeira break on me too. I don't know if sometimes maybe the thread is dry or something like that. You know, sometimes thread, I guess, can be dry. And I don't know what the purpose of those thread breaks are. But I found that, when I start getting the thread breaks on any of the colors that, that I'm using while I'm embroidering, and I put this on the actual thread, it's just one, you just take it, you just go like this, just go shoot right down, and that's it. And I'm telling you, it stops. It stops. So you may want to give that a shot, Miss Max. Um, doesn't Etsy realize that if sellers lose orders due to inappropriate views, they're going to lose money? Yeah, Judy, I wondered about that too, and this is the other thing too. I'm in IT. That's my career in IT. So one thing that I was thinking about also is, I guess they're working on the cloud or something like that. I know I'm getting a little technical or whatever, but videos take up a lot of space. They take a lot of space on servers and stuff like that. And one of the things that went through my mind is, I know they're allowing sellers to go ahead and post those little videos about their products, just so they could show off their products a little better to the potential buyers. But when you start allowing the millions of people, and I was going to say thousands, but it's actually millions of people that actually go on Etsy and they shop, and if they were all to go ahead and then start putting on their own uh videos, I was thinking, wow, that's going to take a lot of space. So, but I guess Etsy has it figured out. I guess I don't know if they're going to leave. Maybe they have a long-term plan that maybe after a certain amount of time, videos will come off. I don't know. So I don't know, but it's going to be really interesting to see how all of this really plans out. It really is going to be interesting and stuff. Yeah, so let's see. Miss Max, I have not had many issues with the thread. It was something specific you're trying to embroider. Yeah, Nancy, sometimes what happens is the thread does get a little dry, but like I said, I mean, this works wonders. So, I would give this a shot. Um, this is something that's really, really good and stuff. Let me see. I was doing something samples and the red. Yeah, and it could be the red kept breaking. It could be that maybe your thread is a little dry. And so I have not opened up a Etsy shop yet, overwhelmed by all the details, descriptions that you have to do. It can get a little overwhelming, Marlene. It certainly can, because I know me personally, it was a little confusing, because I couldn't even list anything, right? Because every time I try to save it, I was missing something that I had to put in. But just what the only thing I could say is take your time, just go slow, but once you have your first listing up there, it eventually it's gonna come to you, and you're gonna be really, it's gonna be cool. It is a lot of work, okay, because presentation is everything, okay. So I remember when I first started my Etsy shop, it kind of looked a little shady because it was like I didn't have a lot of, like, the banner wasn't like fancy or anything like that. My pictures were not that great. I didn't spend a lot of time in my description of my products. But as time gone went on, I started to learn to take better pictures, because pictures are very, very important. Because if you really think about it, that's the first time that a customer gets a visual of what you're trying to buy, right? I mean, trying to sell. And that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to build those shops. The pictures, the descriptions, you want to be as accurate as you possibly can and try to give the customers as much information about your product as you want them to have. That's why I kind of like the reviews, because sometimes those reviews give that little bit more little more information about your stuff, okay. Because sometimes, even though you take good pictures and even though you put in a good description of your item, sometimes it's not enough. And when buyers see that someone else bought something and they liked it, then what ends up happening is they just have more confidence in getting the item and stuff. Sorry, Mello. He's trying to get next to me here. Okay, so let me go down over here. Hey, Mello, how you doing? Yes, Jeanette, I sent pictures too before I actually switched on the original product. Let's see. Jeanette, could you please show how to change a font, but not the whole word, to a design? Oh, Iris, I do have a video on that. Oh God, what's the name of the video? The name of the video. It's how to take a design apart where you can just remove the fonts and then put in your own fonts. I can do another one. Iris. It's not a problem. I can definitely do that. Hey, Miss Banks, how are you? Miss Banks said the brother thread never had a problem with thread breakage, but if you have thread breaking, try another spool of the thread of that needle and see if it breaks. Yeah. And that's that Miss Banks has a very good point. Sometimes it's not the thread. Sometimes it can be your needle. So I try changing your needle, because it could be that maybe your needle is dull or is bent or something. The eye of the needle is a little funky in some kind of way and stuff. Try changing your needle. That might help. Let's see. Got my sewer's aid at All Stitch. Oh, I didn't know that they had that. That's great. Thanks, Julie. Sewer's aids. $5.99. Yep. Yeah, it's not that bad. This is not bad. And I think, well, this is 1/2 of an ounce. This is the small bottle. 1/2 yeah, so that's it. Yeah, 1/2 an ounce. Yeah, fine. And I'm gonna tell you something, it's just a dot that you put on it, because all you're doing is you're just going straight down. And if you have the sim threads, it's not long like these, unless you have the real big ones, like these. I got these big combs of sim thread. But it's not much. It's just a dap. You just put a little dap, just go all the way down. That's all it is. That's all you have to do. And you're gonna see it. It's just adds a little moisture to it and stuff. And it works really great. Um hey, Lady Fair. I was having thread break and broken needles when I was using spool caps. Don't use the spool caps, and that fixed my problem. There you go. Oh, Iris says she stopped using the spool caps because the threads get tangled and break. When I stopped using spool caps, You guys talking about thread. You should be talking about customers' reviews. What's up with that? Okay, but let's just talk about anything. I don't care. All right, let's see. All right, we're gonna be talking about threads now. All right. Let me see. Because we all learn. Let me see. Please ask which magnetic hoops should I purchase for the SC19. Paula, I will be doing videos on that. Okay. The magnetic hoops for the SC1900. I do have 2 videos on them. Okay. It look when you're on my channel, look for magnetic hoop. And I think you will see 2 videos. You will see one for the 5x7 magnetic hoop, and you will see a video for the 5x12 magnetic hoop. Now, I am going to be doing a video really soon on a home edition hooping station for the Brother SC1900. I just got it, and and for those of you that are interested with Mighty Hoops, okay, I was able to get us a free shipping code. Okay, so for those of you guys that are looking to buy some Mighty Hoops for the multi-needle machines, and even for those that are interested in that, want to get that hooping station for the Brother SC1900, you have to call them. You can't order it online, because if you order it online, the way the their websites work, there's no like coupon code in there or something like that. And you're going to get charged shipping. And sometimes the shipping can get a little expensive. So they said that if you guys want the free shipping, you have to actually call them up, and then you just tell them, hey, I have the code Boricua Sewing. And then what they will do is they'll remove the shipping from your order, and you can just order it through the phone and everything. So, yes, the hoop. Okay. Yes. Pamela, I'm going to do a video this weekend on that hooping station for the Brother SC1900. Okay. And I will, Pamela, don't worry. In the video, I'm going to put the phone number where you're going to call, and everything. I will put all that information. But what I want to do is I want to actually show you guys what it looks like. Okay. How you use it. Okay. How would you use your hoop? And the thing is, I'm going to demonstrate the hooping station with the magnetic hoops and also with the regular hoops. Okay. Because not everybody bought the magnetic hoops. So I'm going to show you guys how to even use it with the hoop that came with your Brother SC1900. That way you guys can see how it works. You get to see it up front. You're going to get to see how it works, how you would actually use it to do a shirt, and how you would be able to do it if you want to embroider a baby onesie. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I mean, I just got it like this week. I got it like Thursday, and I was playing around with it, and I'm going to tell you, I was just like, damn, this is the person that came to my mind was Ozzy, because Ozzy and Felix, those two have been rocking their Brother SC1900s. Okay. I don't know if you guys have seen their posts on Facebook. They have been getting customer orders, and they have been doing a lot of shirts with the logo. And they have been using the embroidery helper, which is it's like a board that you line it up on the shirt, and then you have to to hoop it. To me, this hooping station, when I was playing with it, and I tried to hoop a onesie, and I did a shirt, it was like so easy. And one of the things that I really love about it is that if you have 20 shirts, you can hoop every single shirt, and the embroidery is going to be in the exact same spot on every shirt. So there's no like, it's just so much easier. It really, really is. I think it's going to be a big game changer for a lot of people that have the Brother SC1900. And it's not just the Brother SC19. If you have the Brother PE 800, or one of the single needle machines. Okay, they have different stations for different types of brand machines, but the one that I'm going to show you are the ones that are for the brother, that fit the brother hoops and stuff. And I am going to be doing that. Oh, Ozzy and Felix is another gentleman that is in our Facebook group, Pamela, and he does a lot of shirts for customers, for small business owners, and he's been doing the shirts on the Brother SC1900. He just loves his little machine. He actually bought two SC1900s, and he likes them both because he likes that they both sew and embroider and stuff. And his budget just isn't big enough yet to get a multi-needle machine, but the SC1900s are working great for him. So okay, Jane said yes, they are compatible. Okay, Jane, now let me tell you what the difference is. Oh, can you tell us the price of, if I remember correctly, I think it's about $325. I'm not sure of the price and stuff. I will look it up though, Lady Fair. I will look it up, and I'll put all the information in the description of the video so you guys can know. But I want to do a whole video introducing you to it, so that way you guys can take a good look at the quality and everything. It's really good. I'm telling you, I was really impressed. It will happen this weekend. But I want to show you guys everything, like how it works and all that kind of stuff and everything. Okay. Now, Jane, you had a question about the SC1900 and the PE800. They are compatible machines. Okay. The only difference is that the SC1900 has the sewing and the embroidery portion in the machine. That's why it has the SC, sewing and embroidery. Okay. The PE800 is really the same thing as the SC1900. The only difference is that the PE800 doesn't have any sewing capability in it. It just does straight embroidery, but it also has a 5x7 hoop. So the 5x7 hoop that's used on the SC1900 fits in the PE800. So I hope that helps a little bit and stuff. Pamela said, wow, I know that the price of the brother. Oh, Pamela, you are not kidding. Let me tell you. Oh, yes, yeah, girl. Let me tell you. When I had the PE, let me tell you. I'm a whoa, girl. That is expensive. I fell out. I fell out in that sewing shop. Okay. Beautiful machine. I'm telling you, gorgeous machine. Gorgeous. Love the big screen and everything. Loved it. Okay. But I had the SC1900, and then I said, oh, I want to look at the Luminaire or whatever, right? And I went into that sewing shop, and when Susie was like, oh yeah, it's $20,000. $20,000. I said, oh my God. I said, you know what? I could get a car for $20,000. I was like, damn. Couldn't do it. And then when I saw the six needle machine with the stand and everything, and she threw in thread and all that kind of stuff and everything, that was $11,000. Okay, so I was like thinking, okay, so that's $9,000 cheaper. Okay, and I was like, and I'm like, I have my flatbed embroidery there, and let me try a six needle and see. And that's how I ended up with my six needle. But yes, Pamela, I mean, those machines are no joke. They are no joke. I mean, it's like, but people buy them, and from what I hear, they embroider like butter. They sew like better. And I'm telling you, I remember when Susie said, oh, you want to sit down and try it? I said no, because I know what's going to happen. That's like when I test drove Tesla. I loved it, and I worked my butt off and saved like crazy so I could come home with one. I mean, I was like, oh, no. Sometimes it's better not to touch. It really is. It's like, oh, it's does the PE? Yes, Barbara. let me see. Yes, the PE 800 has a color screen like the SC 1900. Yes, it does. Um, the price of I'm telling you, very expensive. Yes, walk back 23,000. I'm telling you, it's kind of funny because it's like you look at these machines and when you see these prices, you'd be like, that's wow. And I ain't gonna lie, okay? I'm gonna tell you something right now. When it came to the 6 needle machine, that was 11,000. The one that had to push me to buy this machine was Fred, my husband, because I was in the sewing machine shop and I was looking at it and I was staring at it. And when I was looking at it, I was telling Fred, "Oh my God, it looks like hearts are floating from the machine," because it was just calling my name. But I told Fred, I said it's $11,000. I can't do it. I can't do it because I was just like, that's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money. It was the SC 1900 and that was $1,000, and I felt guilty spending $1,000 on that sewing machine. Guilty, I really did. And I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money on the machine. Okay. And but then the pandemic hit and people needed face masks, and I made about $2,000 selling face masks. And as I started making things and selling things, the machine paid for itself. And not to mention all the socks that Fred and Carlito had holes in them that I would take and just sew the whole clothes. And all the times when Carlito would have a rip in his jacket and would come to me and I would sew it closed and stuff like that. I mean, it pays for itself as time goes on. So I was just like, okay. So I got over that, the $1,000 on that. But then when it came to the 6 needle machine, and I was like, oh, I want it, but I just didn't feel right. My husband had to actually push me to buy it. And he was like, but what really made me go ahead and agree was he made a good point. He said, Jeanette, buy it. See if you like it. If you don't like it, and if you see that you're not selling anything and stuff like that, then we'll sell the machine. We'll sell the machine. That's all. You just put it up for sale and that's it. You get some of the money back and you didn't lose the whole amount of money. Well, I bought it, loved it, started putting more stuff on Etsy. I started noticing that I was selling a lot of stuff on Etsy. The sales I was making on Etsy was selling the machine. And then my son went off to VCU college, and then I do have to pay for his dorm. So, to be honest, I mean, this machine really started making me, doing really well. I was not just making sales on Etsy, I was also doing a lot of embroidery around my neighborhood. And, all that money not only help pays for the machine, but it also helps for me to pay for my son to go to college. His tuition is paid because I was really good. I was single mom, so all the money that I got, any extra money I had, I invested it in a college 529. So that paid for his tuition. So Cardito's tuition is paid for. I don't have to worry about that. But the thing is, those programs don't pay for the dorms, right? And and even though Carlito did his 2 years at VCU, and he stayed home, and that saved a little bit of money, but I mean, he went to Nova. Now he's at VCU, and VCU's in Richmond, and of course he's not going to drive 2 hours to go to school every day. That's unrealistic. So I have to pay for a dorm. So this actually helped pay for the machine, and it helped pay for my son dorm. And I did so well that I was even able to get a second machine, which is this is my 6, and now I have a 10 needle. So yeah, but those luminaires and stuff are like, I mean, I fell out when I saw the price. I was like, wow. I was like, wow, that's a lot of cheese right there. I'm telling you, that is a lot of cheese. I was like, I don't know. But Yeah, but I'm glad I did the route that I did. That I went from the SC 1900, and I did the multi needle. Now the thing is also that a lot of people have to like sometimes realize is sometimes when people look at should when they want to upgrade, right? Um, sometimes space matters. These multi-needle machines do take a lot of space from your home. Okay, so if you don't have the space, then you may want to look at a machine. Like I see someone over here mentions, Pamela's mentioning the NQ 3700, and I believe that machine, I think the biggest hoop, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the biggest hoop is a 6x10, I think, something like that. um Flatbed embroidery machines are not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're really, really good. The only thing is they just don't have the arm. So there's just a couple of things that might be a little hard to embroider, like maybe bags and stuff like that. But there's ways around those things. Okay. You don't have to embroider right on the bag. Okay. You can embroider a pouch and then just cut the pouch out, put some heat and bond on that pouch patch. I meant the patch. Okay. Y'all know my English is all like whatever. But anyway, you can embroider a patch. Put the child's name or the person's name or initials on a really nice patch. Put heat and bond on that patch and then put the patch on the bag. You can do that, you know? And then you have embroidery risers that sometimes gives embroidery machines a lift. The only thing, like I said, is the embroidery arm. It's very wide. You have to take that in consideration and stuff like that. But that's just the only thing. I paid less than you paid for the single needle. Hey, Lori. So, yeah, I paid. It was around 11 for my single needle, but it came with the stand and it came with my hat frame, my hat driver, my fast frames. I had thread. I just, I'm talking about the whole thing. The machine itself, though, I know it wasn't 11,000. It was less than that, but it's just that I added a whole bunch of stuff and everything because I just didn't want to buy pieces. I just said, okay, just give me the whole thing, the whole setup and stuff like that. So that's why mine was 11 and stuff. Let me see. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's see. And another thing too, guys, if some people sell their embroidery machines, like I mean, nothing wrong with buying a used one. And sometimes too, you can call a sewing shop and you can ask them, do you have a used embroidery machine? And sometimes they'll sell you the one they have on the floor at a good price. So it's just something to think about. There's ways. I mean, you can buy a used one. I know a lot of people that they didn't buy any of their embroidery machines new. They bought them all used. They bought them off of Facebook or something like that. And they bought them and then they just had a technician come in and do maintenance on it, and they're running. So it's just an idea. Something else to think about. Yeah, you see, everybody's floored about those prices on those sewing machines and stuff. Yeah, I mean, those things are really, really. Oh, see, and that Marlene, I bought a secondhand 10 needle brother, works perfectly, and also got the SC 1900 waiting for your classes to learn how to use. See, there you go. See, I mean, you don't have to buy new. It's like getting a used car, and stuff. Everybody loves. Yeah, I love my SC 1900. Now, they have another machine too. They have an SC 1950. And it's the same thing as the SC 1900. There is a difference, though. The difference is the speed. the SC 1950, and the only place that I've seen that being sold is by Joann's. Joann's, I believe, sells the SC 1950. I have not been able to find the SC 1950 on Amazon, but the 1900 stitches 650 miles miles per minute, stitches per minute. Okay, so SC 1900 is 650 stitches per minute, and then the brother 1950 is 850 stitches per minute, so it's 200 stitches more and stuff. So let's see, the prior owner changed to quilting. There you go. See, like Money said, I mean, and that's the other thing too. Call the sewing shops around. Sometimes too, they know someone that is trying to sell an embroidery machine or an old sewing machine or something like that, because they want to upgrade and everything. Because one of the things that when I was looking at getting my 10 needle machine, one of the things that Susie said was, she was like, do you want to trade in your 6 needle for your 10 needle, right? And she was like, I'll tell you how much I'll give you for your 6 needle, because of course, she's not going to trade it in for what I paid for it, right? Because I used it, right? And I use it a lot. So she was like, you can trade it in. I'll tell you how much I'll give you for value, and you can apply that to your 10 needle. But the thing is, I wanted them both. I didn't want to give away my 6 needle machine, because I still use it. I still use my 6. I use them both. I actually use all my machines, so it wasn't beneficial for me. To get to trade it in. So I didn't trade it in and stuff like that. But you can call the stores and sometimes ask them, hey, do you know anybody that's trying to get rid of their embroidery machine or trade in a certain sewing machine or serge or whatever it is that you're looking for, and and just tell them, hey, here's my name and number. If you know of anybody, give me a call, whatever. That's how you do it. I'm telling you, it doesn't hurt to ask. And then you can look around Facebook. I have seen some people on Facebook, they just, for some reason, they wanted to do embroidery and they just didn't want to do it anymore, or it just wasn't for them. They just didn't find it as fun, or they just really don't understand the craft, or no longer have the time for it, and they're like, they just need to get rid of the machine. And before you know it, you can get it, especially if they're close by you and stuff like that. You can do that and stuff. Let's see, if I had the room, I'll add sewing machine so I didn't have to stitch back and forward. Well, I'm waiting for my son to graduate college so that my son can tell me, oh, I'm moving out, permanent. Because his room is the same size as this room. So I kind of and he just moved out this weekend. So he's at the dorm. And, I've been, I kind of want to take my Juki quilting machine and put it in his room. But I promised him I wouldn't do it. So I think, I'll probably do it anyway, because I mean, when am I going to see him again, right? What, Christmas? I'll just move it back in, I don't know. And stuff. So I don't know. We'll see and stuff. Congrats, your son's going to. Yes, Lady Fair, he is. He is studying to be a physical therapist. Physical therapy. So physical therapy is what he's studying. Yeah, so he'll have 2 years left. He has 2 years left. After this year, just one more year, and then hopefully graduation. And yeah, I don't know what other adventure he's gonna do in his life. I don't know if he's gonna come here or what. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen and what's going on and stuff like that and everything. And I thought I had my machine plugged in and I didn't. And stuff. No wonder it looked a little dark. Let me see. Oh, it looks better. Okay. I hope I didn't look dark to you guys or stuff. I don't know. Jeanette, does she know if she's making plans? Does he know? He probably, you know what, Iris, I'm gonna be honest. I think he knows. He knows. what Juki quilting machine I have. I actually have um the TL 2010Q. That's the one that I have. Pamela, I have a video on my channel where I show off all the machines that I have. I have my serger. I showed up all my embroidery machines, my quilting machine, my SC 1900, and I have a serger. So I have seven machines. Well, one, two, three, four, five. Okay. Well, I say seven, but five of them are into threads. Okay. And then I count my cricket, and then I count my I got a sawgrass 500 for sublimation, which I don't use a lot, and I need to use that. I really do, but I'm just not getting into the sublimation thing. I really ain't. But I need to start getting into that and stuff. So it's just not my thing, and stuff. So what is the throat size of your I know that it's a large space. It is a large space. So what I would do is I bought it right off of Amazon, Pamela. So if you do a search for the Juki TO, yep, that's the one that Walk by Face said. If you do a search on that, you'll be able to get the specs on it. It does have a lot of throat space. It does. And it's a straight stitch machine, and I like it because it's very, very solid. I was looking at this, and I know Brother has a machine that is comparable to the Juki. And it was about like the Brother was cheaper. I think when at that time, I don't know what the prices are now, because the prices be going up. Okay, so but I know the Brother was about $800 at that time, and the Juki was about $1,000. And I like my Brother machines. I do. But the thing is, I heard a lot of great things about Juki also. So I wanted to give them a shot. I wanted to try them out. And I am glad that I like it, because it is a solid machine. It's like steel. And I felt like every time I sew on that machine, I feel like I'm sewing on my mom's machine, because my mom has a sewing machine that is, I think she got it the year I was born or something like that. I think it's 54 years old, because I'm 54 this year. Am I 54? I think so. Yeah, I turned 54. You stop counting after you hit 50, right? After 50, it's like, then you just want to count till you collect your Social Security check, which I'm going to collect at 62. I want that check. They're going to give me my money. So anyway, so, you start counting after that, so it's kind of like, made it another year, but anyway, her machine was, I think, the same year I was born. And Nancy, tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. But I think it's 54 years old. And her machine, I'm going to tell you something. That thing is solid. It's steel. It is steel. The Juki is steel too. Very, very few parts of that Juki machine is plastic. I mean, it's heavy, and it's all steel. And I'm telling you, I love the way it stitches. The straight stitch is nice. It really is nice. So it was worth the money. So I want to really get into quilting and stuff like that. My sister started doing more quilting than me. She showed me that she started buying charm packs from Missouri Quilt Star. And some of those charm packs she got were gorgeous. They were really nice charm packs. So now I'm starting to hit their websites and see what kind of charm packs they have. Because I noticed that when I go to Joann's and I go to Hobby Lobby, they do have the packages of the fat quarter fabric, but they don't have a really great selection of charm packs. And the ones that I saw that Nancy picked out were beautiful. And I really would like to do something, so I think what I'll do is I'll treat myself, and I'll probably buy like maybe 1 or 2 charm packs from them, and start seeing if I could quilt maybe like a little placemats for the dining room table, stuff like that. So I'm thinking about doing that kind of stuff, and everything. Does Juki? Yes, Pamela. No, there is no zigzag. No zigzag on the I can show them. You want to go on live, Nancy? Because you can go on and then you can show the charm packs if you want to do. I see that she retracted her message. She's probably not, she's probably not dressed and stuff. And she's like, wait a minute, I can't go on camera. But I think my sister will probably do another live. I can show them tomorrow on the live. There you go. Okay. My sister, I don't know if you guys see, she is Gifts HQ and she does lives. And what time is your live going to be on tomorrow, Nancy? Can you put that on there? She purchased the charm packs. She got them from the Missouri Quilt Star. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ones. In She's in PJs. Okay, so yep, so she's not gonna be able to go on live. Okay, but Nancy, put down the time that you're 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I'll make sure that I'll post the link on our Facebook page. That way, oh yes, this is Dora. I watch her. Yeah, she's a cutie, Pamela. Yeah, and so she always got me in trouble when we were growing up, though. I tell you, she's a mess. But yeah, but she is she's gonna do her live tomorrow and stuff. So she'll be able to show you guys all the charm packs. But she got some really nice ones. So now I want to go and I want to get some charm packs and stuff and try them out and everything and stuff. Lady Fair, I buy a lot from Soya Quilting. Oh, I have to check them out. Yeah. But Pamela, no, the machine that I have is you cannot do this quilting machine is straight stitch. It's just straight stitch only. It doesn't do any zigzag stitches. For zigzag stitches, you're gonna have to use your SC 1900. And I want to tell you, I mean, it's really funny because when you have all these machines and stuff, a lot of times people are like, wow, you got a lot of machines and stuff, but I use all of them. I really, really do. Like this morning, I was doing laundry and I found that some of Carlito's socks had little holes in them, or, you can tell, like they're starting to come apart, whatever. And I put that sucker under the SC 1900. I did my little zigzag stitch and I was like, oops. And I saved him a couple of bucks because now he's got little socks and everything. So I cut my own fabric for my quilts, and that I tried doing that, but sometimes some of my fabrics just don't come out straight, it doesn't. But and that is actually cheaper to do too, Annette. All joking aside, when you do buy the fabric and you cut your own squares, that is actually cheaper. That is actually cheaper to do. And this is another thing too. Also, if you have scraps of fabric, cut those scraps of fabric into squares and then just store them, and as time goes on you have your little you can create your own charm packs and stuff. So I've been using some of the 1900 stitches on my quilt as you go. There you go. And I love the decorative stitches. And that's another thing too. I do plan on doing and I'm gonna see if I can put it in this weekend. I want to do a review of the SC 1900 and share the things that I like and don't like about the machine. I've had this machine for over 4 years now, and a lot of people have purchased it. And I want to give like an overview of that machine, of a 4-year overview of me owning the machine. Because there are a lot of features on that machine that a lot of people do not talk about, and that I love. Okay, like the automatic back stitch and cutter. Sometimes people don't even know it's there, and I'm like, oh no, you got to use that. It's fantastic. So I do plan on doing a video on that, so that way we can share. I can share more information about that machine and stuff like that. So guys, I am once again going way over time. It's like almost 10 o'clock at night, and I have Mello over here with me, and he is biting on his bone, the one that my sister got him addicted to and stuff. Because like I said, I went over there for Christmas, and my sister and her husband gave Mello this bone, so I'm like stuck. So now, like every month, we have to go to PetSmart, and he gets these bones and stuff. I'll probably videotape him having the bone. So you guys can see, it's like he goes into PetSmart, he knows exactly what aisle and where it's hanging, and then he just sits there and looks at it, ready for me to pick it up so I can buy it, you know. So he's hilarious, this dog. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the video today about me sharing about, you know, how I feel about, you know, customer reviews and, you know, the ups and the downs, and, you know, sharing my thoughts on, you know, Etsy's new thing about allowing customers to put their own video reviews on it and stuff. And, you know, I hope you guys just enjoy it and stuff. Let's see. Great information. Oh, thanks. I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed the video and stuff like that. So, you know, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and stuff. And also, you know, helps people to find out about the channel. Please share the channel with your friends, you know, and other crafters and stuff. So that way, you know, because my whole thing is all about, you know, teaching people, sharing information and stuff. And I just really wanted to help people out and everything like that and stuff. And I really do enjoy, you know, the community that we've built together and stuff like that. And the other thing I also wanted to mention, for those that are close around the Northern Virginia region, they do have the quilting place. The quilting show is coming up. Here it is. I got the little thing right here. The original Sew Quilting and Expo is coming up, and it's going to be here in Fredericksburg, Virginia, September 29th, 30th, and October 1st. I will definitely be there on October 1st. I know I'm planning on going there with Miss Banks, and you know, we're going to be there shopping and stuff. And you know, this is really great place. You know, I would just look up sewingexpo.com. Okay. They don't just go to Fredericksburg, Virginia. I think there's several other places that they go to. And this is a great place for you guys to go and look at different shops. I mean, look at all these vendors that are going to be there. You know, Barina Brothers gonna be there. You know, Vikings gonna be there and stuff. They also offer like sewing classes, quilting classes, little project classes and stuff. You know, so just check it out. What I would do is I would just look for this online, and then see when they're gonna be in your area, and check them out, because I plan on going. I have never been there before. This is gonna be my first time. I'm planning on going on this Saturday. And you know, and I'm going to I'll videotape at my adventure on that day, so you guys can see what I found and how it was like for me and stuff like that. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great weekend. As always, I enjoy all my Fridays with you guys and stuff. And I miss any update regarding Serger coins and the good brands. Oh, I did a video, Miss Parker, on the on Threads that I recently looked at some of the videos, and I got some serger combs also and stuff. Oh, you're welcome, Judy. I'm glad you liked it. Hey, Jenny, I'm glad you like it. Excited. Oh, Miss Parker, congratulations on your brother serger. That's so cool. I have a video, Miss Parker, on a place where I have purchased serger thread and stuff. So I recommend looking at that video. I think it was a video, and I think I entitled it on the cost of threads and stuff like that. It was just about the last 2 weeks. Just look at it and stuff, because I was able to get some beautiful serger thread and stuff like that. But congrats on your serger. That's like so cool. So guys, I am gonna call it the night and stuff like that. And hope to see you on Nancy's live tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I know I will be there to support my sister and stuff. Her videos are a lot of fun and everything. So I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow at 12 o'clock at Nancy's live and stuff. And I will also see you again next Friday. And please be on the lookout, because this weekend I will be filming the hooping station for the SC1900, and I will demonstrate the whole thing and talk to you guys about it and everything, and make sure that you guys get the information on how to get one of those, you know, if you want one. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great night and stuff. Love you all. Please be safe and please take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.